What's up, guys? I'm Lindsay, and I'm an online movement and health coach. And I've noticed too many people suffering from a scarcity mindset. And I used to be that person, and I figured out how powerful an abundance mindset can be. And I wanted to share that with you guys. So I'm going to click through this slideshow. Feel free to grab a notebook to work through some of the questions if you'd like, or save this video so you can answer them later on. So the first thing we have to realize is before we can change our bodies, we have to understand how our mind shapes our reality. So let's define abundance and scarcity. Abundance, this is focusing on the fact that there's always more time, always more opportunities, always more growth, and always more progress. You can always have more. You can have more money, you can have more joy, you can have more connection, okay? This doesn't mean you're greedy. This just means you are accepting of more if that is what you want, because that's what you're focusing on. Versus scarcity, this is when you think that there's never enough time, there's never enough progress, there's never enough of me, there's never enough coffee, there's never enough money, whatever it is. It's focusing on that. Although that might be true, you might not have enough money to pay the bills this month. You might not have enough money to buy the shoes you want. Although that might be true, focusing on that is wasting your energy. So think about right now, go ahead and pause the video and think about what's one area of your life right now where you feel abundance and what is one area you feel scarcity. Pause this video and go ahead and think about it. It might take you some time. If you need to come back to this, feel free to. So let's dive into the different pieces of an abundance mindset. So the first part is going to be noticing the power of the mind. So think about for a second, what percentage of the mind do you think is in control most of the time? The subconscious part of the mind or the conscious part of the mind? The part of the mind that you can hear and you can control, or the part of your mind that just does things because it's part of its pattern, it's part of its coding? The answer is 95% of the time, our subconscious mind runs the show. I think that's insane. I was shocked by that number. And that is so important to know because we have to control that, right? If we want a different outcome, we have to somehow manage to change our subconscious mind in a certain way to get a different outcome, right? What we believe to be true becomes the filter through which we view reality. If you constantly think that things are going wrong, if you constantly think that bad things are happening to you, that will become your reality. Whether you think that you can or you think that you cannot, you are right. Henry Ford. Your thoughts influence your actions, which influence your results. So having these scarcity mindset thoughts will actually influence your actions as well. If you are constantly focused on how bad things are happening to you, you aren't going to put thought into doing things that are good for you because you're wasting so much energy on that. You're exhausted, right? So that means if you're not going to think about going to do things to better yourself, you're not going to do them. You have to think about doing something to do it, like originally at the beginning. And if you never actually show up to do it, you will not get results. You can't expect results from half-assing things. Some areas of my life where I've seen this show up is in specific physical movements, like trying to learn my splits, my business, money, accepting the fact that I can achieve more. I can achieve a deeper split, but I'm so stuck subconsciously thinking I will never do it. And so I have to work on that. I have to break into that. Okay. You have to break into whatever negative thought is completely taking over. The law of attraction is the second part. So the law of attraction, kind of the flow and how it works is that thoughts become emotions, and that emotion becomes energy, and that energy becomes action. So you attract what you are a vibrational match for. What you focus on expands. So becoming a vibrational match, this is where what you're focusing on will expand. That's where this comes into play. So becoming a vibrational match for good things. You have to have good energy yourself. If you have Negative thoughts that are leading to negative emotions, which are leading to negative energy. Negative actions are going to come from that. Negative decisions are going to come from that. Decisions that do not align with where you wish you were are going to come from that. So focus on the positive parts of your life that you do want to expand. And this is where gratitude really comes in as well, is because if you aren't grateful for the roof over your head and the food in your fridge, if you can't be even grateful for that, why would more energy even want to come to you, because you can't even handle the energy being provided to you, right? So think about an area in your life. What's a reoccurring thought you've been having lately, and how does it make you feel? Are you constantly thinking that you're stuck? Are you constantly thinking that you'll never get strong enough? Are you constantly thinking that your body's just not designed to do the splits? How can you switch it to gratitude? So I'm getting stronger every single week, or I have the ability to go and strengthen my body every day. Be grateful for that. Or if you're stuck in I'm stuck, I'm learning something important in this phase, knowing that there's always going to be times that make you feel stuck. So, but what are you learning right now while you're stuck? What lessons are you trying to learn? And once you figure them out, more than likely, it'll be time to be unstuck. Imagine that. Go ahead and pause the video to think about a couple of things for yourself. I love learning about the reticular activating system. So this is actually a system in our brain. It's our brain's filter system. It's kind of like a Google search engine for our beliefs. If you believe something, your brain will search for evidence to support it. So I really think about how I'm a Bills fan, a Buffalo Bills fan. So I will know, and I live in Nebraska. I will notice every Bills sweatshirt here, right? But if someone's wearing a Broncos or a Giants or a freaking whatever other team there is, I'm not going to notice. I'm just going to think football. I'm going to see that. I'm going to be like, football fan, right? But if I see a Bills hoodie, I'm like, why are they a Bills fan, right? Because I'm a Bills fan. The example here is when you learn a new word and suddenly hear it everywhere. It's kind of the same thing as confirmation bias. Like confirmation bias is what we used to, now we know it's a system in the brain. If you focus on I'm not making progress, your RAS will highlight everything that proves it. So you're going to feel behind. You're going to feel stuck if that's what you're focusing on, because your brain will pick out things from the universe and try to convince you that you are stuck and you'll forever be stuck. So write down one empowering belief you want your RAS to filter for moving forward. So think about, what do I want to recognize more? I want to recognize my small wins. I want to recognize that I wake up consistently every single day and spend time in quiet and go for a walk and fuel my body with some protein and fruit and water. And then after all of that, I have a coffee. Like every morning, I commit to myself. Every morning, I spend X amount of time working. Like I'm so like, call yourself out for the good things and write one empowering thing about yourself that you want to notice more. This is a topic I get super, super excited about, epigenetics. You are not your genes, okay? So epigenetics is a newer kind of research right now that came after the Genome Project, because Genome Project came out and it was like, oh, cool, like you can get tested and see if you have the gene predisposition for XYZ. And that was awesome, right? People thought that they would be able to get ahead of their diseases. But I'm here to tell you, to get ahead of your diseases, you need to be making correct decisions for your overall health, not going and getting like premature surgeries. And I'm not a doctor, so if you already have plans to do that and your doctor recommended it, do it. But I'm just saying the best thing we can do, especially if you're in, your first half of life, choose an environment to be in, thoughts to think, and behaviors to act on that can actually create that healthier life that you never thought was possible for you. So anyways, epigenetics means that your environment, your thoughts, and your behaviors can influence which genes are turned on or off. So yes, you might be predisposed to arthritis like I am, but because I strength train and take care of my body with proper nutrition and exercise and water and sleep, the chances of me getting arthritis as soon, as fast, and or as bad as the rest of my family is just not even, it's just Do you understand it's science? Okay. My favorite argument. Positivity, safety, love, and belief open the door to health and vitality. So this is kind of where it gets woo-woo as well. Our mind has a huge impact on which genes come to play. Imagine it. If you are, think about even like plants. There's been studies where they talk nice to plants and they grow healthier, faster, stronger, right? Telling our genes that they are going to be, that they're sick or that they're broken or that they're going to cause this disease that's going to kill us, telling yourself that and giving that energy to your cells, speaking that way to your cells, literally, will create that, right? So if you speak positively, safely, lovingly, and with belief towards yourself, it will lead to health and to vitality. And part of that is the mindset. Genes load the gun, but environment pulls the trigger. So yes, we can have predisposition for something, but that doesn't mean it's going to happen if we take actionable, healthy steps away from it. You're not stuck. You're designed to evolve. So feel free to pause the video and take time to reflect on that. And a few takeaways that you can practice as well, or pause the video and answer them now, is shifting into an abundance mindset. So asking, where am I operating from scarcity in my health journey? What would abundance look like and feel like in this area? What's one thought I can shift this week to support my growth? Okay. And I'll preface, I have one more slide for you guys, but I'll preface this also by saying if there's anything in this presentation that you want to talk more about, whether you have questions on like you don't understand or whether you thought something or felt something and then you want to discuss what that means, you can come to me. You can message me on Instagram and I'll share my Instagram. Actually, I have two more slides for you. So a couple exercises you can try are affirmations. So create abundance affirmations and write or repeat 5 times daily or repeat out loud. Gratitude journal or speak aloud all the things you currently have that you're grateful for, and take another step sometime and do the same thing, assuming you already have everything that you want. You can try this visualization, set a timer for a short 5-minute visualization of your most abundant fulfilled self. Use all 5 of your senses. Really, truly imagine yourself where you want to be. And here's a challenge to try too. You can track abundant thoughts as evidence of abundance over the next week. You could pull up a notes sheet on your phone or text yourself to keep track of those things. And I thought that would be a fun little exercise for anyone looking for a little bit more of an interactive exercise there. So moving on, like I said, please message me at Lindsay Fit Russell on Instagram if you have any questions or want to talk more about these topics. And if you are interested in some one-on-one help, my one-on-one coaching application is in my link tree on my Instagram, and I'll put it in the description of this video too. Yeah, if you guys like this video, please make sure to hit the like button, subscribe so you don't miss out on any other videos like this, and share it with somebody who you think could benefit from a little abundance mindset work. Thank you so much for watching.